Good morning, students. Uh, Yesterday class we completed regarding A standard cycles. So, what is A standard cycle? What are the assumptions for A standard cycle? Then after we discussed thoroughly Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, diesel cycle, and we derived the thermal efficiencies of Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, diesel cycle, and what is the differences between the Otto cycle, diesel cycle, Carnot cycle, and dual cycle. We discussed comparison of cycles and we solved simple problems on Otto cycle and diesel cycle. Next, second part of first unit, that is and today we will discuss the second part of first unit, introduction to internal combustion engines. Because my target for study of air standard efficiency is to understand the internal combustion engines. So what are the engine main components of engine, and what is four stroke engine, what is two stroke engine, what is petrol engine, what is diesel engine, like that we'll discuss thoroughly in this part. First of all, what is energy conversion? What is the purpose of engine means it is energy conversion device, that's all. So first of all, what is energy conversion? Only combustion engines only energy conversion is taking place, or everywhere energy conversion is taking place? First, that is the first question. So the history, we can see history. What is energy conversion? Suppose windmills, in olden days, windmills are there. There are kinetic energy of into mechanical energy we are converting by windmills. That mechanical energy means rotation of shaft, lifting of water from wells. We are using wind energy in olden days. At present, we are generating electrical energy. Their energy conversion is taking place. Suppose reservoirs. What we are doing? Potential energy we are converted to mechanical energy. Again, rotation of shaft. So anywhere conversion of energy is common phenomenon. So the device which is converting energy, one form of energy to another form, generally it is called heating, called engine. So engine is a device which is converting one form of energy to another form of energy. Okay. Coming to the heat engine, normally, what is heat engine means? It is converting heat to mechanical. Heat to mechanical or thermal energy to mechanical work, it's called heat engine. So thermal energy to the mechanical, it is called heat engine. Just engine means it's a energy conversion device. Coming to the heat engine, heat engines are two types. Heat engine, what it is doing, which is transferring chemical energy to thermal energy, utilizing that thermal energy for production of useful work. The main function of heat engine, it is converting chemical energy of fuel into the thermal energy, heat. Utilizing that thermal energy, we are producing work. That work means motion of the piston. That respiratory motion by connection of crankshaft and connecting rod, we are producing the rotary motion. Okay. So classification of engines. In the engines, we are classified into two types. One is internal combustion engine. Second one is external combustion engines. External combustion engines like power plants, Rankine cycle engine, Joule engine cycle power plants. There we are using external combustion engines. Coming to transport sector, we are using internal combustion engines. So transport sector application is internal combustion engines. Okay. And power generation, generally we are using external combustion engines. And engine running, we already see diesel engine, petrol engine, two types of the engines are available. Diesel engine is operating based on diesel cycle, petrol engine is operating based on Otto cycle. This is the basic introduction to the trend. So internal combustion engine means That chemical energy to thermal energy conversion will takes place inside the engine. And before this starting, generally burning, we are calling burning. Second one, ignition. Third one, combustion. Three words generally we are using. One is burning, second one is ignition, third one is combustion. What is the basic difference between these three words? Burning means three purposes is conversion of chemical energy only. But burning means in open atmosphere there is no controlled atmosphere. Fire will take place. Ignition means we are initiating the fire. Third one, combustion means at controlled atmosphere. This burning is happen, then it is called combustion. So three are different based on the working condition. Three words are different. So for achievement of internal combustion, you see, I think so many persons already have the two wheelers and four wheelers. Whenever you are visiting for servicing purpose, then you came to know different components. You can see visualization of the components. Generally, this is called cylinder block. This is called block. This is water jacket. You can see where is E. E is coolant. This is the coolant jacket. Means inside the cylinder block, coolant jacket is there. This one is liner. In the liner, piston is moving. So cylinder block is different. Piston is not reciprocating inside the cylinder. It is reciprocating inside the liner. If liner wear and tear takes place, that is called bore. If vehicle came to the bore condition, they are replacing the liner, not replacing the cylinder engine block. That's why for RC registration, they will give engine number and chassis number. Means that two is fixed at the end of the life of the vehicle. But if wear and tear came in liner, they will replace the liner. So inside the liner, piston is rotating. This is called head. These are the inlet valve, exhaust valve. These are the ports. Inlet port, exhaust port. Port is nothing but passage. Inlet port, exhaust port. These are the ports. Ports are covered by the valves. These are the cams. This is the camshaft. By the cams operation, this valve opening and closing will take place. The piston, according to piston movement, this piston is connected. You see, small end, big end is a big end of connecting rod. Piston is connected to small end of connecting rod. Big end of connecting rod is connected to the crankshaft. This crankshaft directly connected to the camshaft by the V belt, by V belt drive, and cooling system pump also connected to this crankshaft only. You see here one spark plug, means this is SI spark ignition engine. Here one spark plug is there. Ignition system, the spark plug will get the high voltage through ignition system. So these are the next. This is the sump, back side of the combustion chamber. Piston is move up to BDC condition and move up to TDC condition. This gap between the piston and cylinder head, when piston at TDC condition, is called clearance volume. This is the clearance volume. When piston is moved to the bottom dead center, this volume is called total volume. And the piston movement from TDC to BDC is called stroke volume. So backside of the crankshaft, the oil sump is maintained for lubricating the cylinder valve. This lubrication system, splash type lubrication system, splash and pump type, and pressurized type. These different types of lubrication systems are there. Flash type means like our two wheelers, flash one. One bucket is connected to the crankshaft. Automatically it dip the oil and it throws the oil backside of the cylinder when piston at a TDC condition. Piston contains, you can see, piston has to move freely inside the liner, but free movement is not at all possible because both volumes are same, both diameter is same. Then piston will not move. That's why piston diameter slightly lower than the liner diameter. But for sealing purpose, piston contains piston rings. One, two compression rings, one oil ring. Compression ring, oil ring, the main target of oil ring by the splash we are giving lubrication to clean the walls while piston is moving backward direction. First oil ring will clean the cylinder walls. If it is not cleaning, the lubricant directly involves in combustion process means automatically it will produce pollutants in the exhaust gas. So after lubrication, cleaning also required. That cleaning will done by the oil rings. Then after this, next one, compression rings. The what is the purpose of compression ring means it is not allowing the combusted fuel leak through these rings. If it is allowed to leak means piston will not move from TDC to BDC. It will not produce any work. Because already the high pressure gas is leaking to the crankcase means there is no use. Okay, this is the schematic view of the internal combustion engine. You can see each part is denoted by nomenclature. A, part A, intake valve, rocker arm and springs. This is the intake valve, rocker arm and spring. By spring tension, always it is a closed mode only. By camshaft rotation, this lobe is coming, then it will lift, then piston will against spring tension. This they will push the inlet valve. Then through the inlet port, air or air fuel mixture will enter into the cylinder. Next, point B, valve cover. This is the head. Upon the head, valve cover is there. C, intake port. I already mentioned this is the intake port. Next, D, head. This is the entire black is called head. So if any carbon deposits are takes place or proper combustion is not taking place, just they will open the head, and head and cylinder block is connected by the gasket for leak proof purpose. They will open and they will clean the head portion. Why? Because whatever the carbon deposits available in the valves area, spark plug area, piston pump, they will clean. Again, they will put the head. Next, E, coolant. I already. This is the jackets, coolant jackets already provided in the cylinder block. Upon the coolant jackets only, liner is inserted. Inside the liner, piston is reciprocating. Next, F. What is F? Engine block. This is the entire engine block I already mentioned. G, oil pan. Case H, oil sump. This is the oil pan and this is the oil sump. Next, this is camshaft. This camshaft main function to operate the inlet and outlet valve opening according to piston movement. Suppose suction stroke is taking place, so we want to open the inlet valve. If suction is taking place, we want to open inlet valve. Suppose exhaust is required, then we want to open exhaust valve, or we want to give combustion, so we want to give spark, then this camshaft is directed to the ignition system. There it will supply the high voltage to the spark plug. So the camshaft purpose, it will connect to all operating auxiliary operating conditions according to crankshaft rotation speed. It will operate the valves opening and spark or injection system operation. Next, J, exhaust valve, rocker arm spring, same. Here also like that. This is the exhaust port. Exhaust port is always covered by the exhaust valves. While by camshaft rotation, we are rocker arm is pressing the exhaust valve, means valve will open. Whatever the exhaust gas is there, total exhaust gas escape from the cylinder block through the exhaust port. It can visualize in the exhaust silencer. Next, spark plug. I already for initiating the ignition, we are giving spark. Next, exhaust port, this is the exhaust port. M, this is the piston. N, connecting rod, piston connecting rod, rod bearings, these are the rod bearings, and P, this is the crankshaft. So these are the minimum components of internal combustion engine. These are the minimum components of internal combustion engines. I think if in end examination, if they ask any question, explain internal combustion engine means you have to draw the schematic diagram and explain the each component. I think you got a somewhat clear idea about what is the internal combustion engine. This is the cylinder block, piston. Piston is rotating in the liner. Above the piston, below the head, total is called the combustion chamber. Whatever the force exerted after combustion, it is acting on piston. Piston is moving from top dead center to bottom dead center. By this reciprocating motion through connecting rod, we are converting as a rotary motion. This rotary motion shaft directly connected to the clutch plates. Next, clutch plate to gearbox, gearbox to transmission system. Okay. Okay. So individual components now we will discuss. This is the overall view of internal combustion engine. Coming to the individual components. Suppose cylinder black. I already mentioned. This is the suppose this is V shaped. This is the V shaped crankshaft is single, one connecting rod this direction, one connecting rod this direction, like that. V shaped multi cylinder block. Here multi piston cylinder block, multi piston cylinder block. These are the four cylinders, and four pistons here in this direction, four piston that direction, but all piston connecting rod connected to the crankshaft. This is the one of the cylinder block, means like I think is a heavy vehicle engine cylinder block. You can see here in this block we are inserting the liner. Inside the liner, uh, piston is rotating. You see, cylinder is a part in which intake of fuel will takes place, compression of the fuel, burning of the fuel, everything will takes place. The main function of this cylinder block is just this liner. What it is? It is guiding the piston. Piston is reciprocating inside this passage only, and it is directly exposed to the combustion gases. The cylinder block is directly exposing to the combusted gases. That's why cooling is required. Generally, cooling jackets. It is cooling jackets already drilled. This is the jacket passage. Uh, Around each piston liner, this jacket passage is there. So here in this through cooling will take place. Suppose it's a four stroke four cylinder engine, this one four and four eight cylinder engine. Generally single cylinder engines like two wheelers, there we are there is no water jacket, cooling jacket is not provided, provision is not there, but there fins, they will connect fins, so air cooling will take place. This is the small size of the cylinder block. Here they extended fins, they will connected to the cylinder block. What is the main purpose means? To dissipate the heat. This is the main target, to dissipate the heat. We are using the fins. So two types of the cooling facility we can achieve. The main function, it is guiding the suction of intake, compression, combustion, everything will take place inside the block only, but not directly inside the block. In the block we inserted liners. Why especially I am explaining the liners means, I worked 1 year in liners, high tech liners and beta engineers. There different models, 407, Ashok Leyland, 307, all model vehicles in the entire world. Liners are manufacturing from Vijayawada. I worked 1 year there. as a shift supervisor. There we are measuring the standard dimensions. You see, in thous, we are measuring dimension in thou. Generally, below 6 thou, variation in dimension is there, then we will export the liners. If below 8 thou is there, we are not exporting, we are selling the product in India. If above 8 thou dimension error is there, then again it will go to the furnace. It's a waste indirectly. What is thou? Generally, thou means what is thou? 1 by 40th part of mm. You expect how much accuracy is required. 6 thou is allowable deviation. Means upon mm, 40th part is thou. 6 thou is allowable error. More than that, why? Because the high pressure combustion is taking place inside the liner. If light deviation between the block and liner also, a sudden explosion will take place. So liners are major driving force in the cylinder block. In liners, first what we are doing, first from casting raw liner we will get rough OD. Maximum lathe machine, grinding machine we are using, and hardening process. Rough OD means outside rough dimensions diameter we are removing by lathe machine. Fine OD, rough bore, fine bore, honing, hatching, grinding, hardening. This very process we are honing, hatching inside the liner. Why we are doing means, while we are lubricating, it will hold some time the lubricant on cylinder walls. Then only cooling will lubrication will takes place. If there is no passage of holding, without honing, hatching liner is there means there is no use. Okay, it will not hold the lubricant. If it is not holding the lubricant means it will not create any lubrication phenomena between piston rings and cylinder block. Hardening, hatching for that purpose we are using. Hardening according to temperature. Generally, Ashok Leyland liners, all liners we are doing hardening also. Compared to Tata liners hardening is not required. But Ashok Leyland liners hardening is required. Thickness is very less compared to Tata liners. So liner is a major part inside the right to expose part, that one only. Next, coming to the cylinder head, this is one more driving. Upon cylinder block, we are putting cylinder head. You see, in the cylinder head also cooling passages are there. Here you can see inlet wall, exhaust wall, and one more port for this is inlet port, exhaust port, one more port for injection system or spark plug. This this head is connected to the block by gasket, by using gasket for leak proof purpose. So the top end of the cylinder is closely been removed by the cylinder head. There are two holes for ports for cylinder head. One is intake fuel, second one exhaust, and the ports are covered by the valves. And third one for injection system or spark plug, where one more passage is there. So the main function of cylinder head to seal the cylinder block. This is the seal the cylinder block uh, entry or exit of the gases is the main. So, but head is the major driving, entire driving force, camshaft, everything is available in head only. So head is the one of the major component in the cylinder block. Next, coming to the piston. What is piston? Here piston is fitted to each cylinder in the cylinder block. Each cylinder we are fitted piston. Piston face is exposed to the high pressure combustion. You see this piston face. This is called piston crown. Different shapes of the crowns we are using, but because creation of the spirals or turbulence inside the combustion chamber, different shapes of the crowns we are using. This is the plain crown. Different types of the crowns we are using, and the piston is a tight seal to the cylinder bore, because to slide freely inside the cylinder, piston must be light, because we want to overcome the inertia. Second one, it want to freely move inside the cylinder. This piston contains again mm, rings portion provision of rings. These rings will seal the piston and cylinder block. So rings function is piston and cylinder block. Generally pistons, low capacity piston generally aluminum alloy we are using, but high capacity cast iron piston generally we are using. The piston is connected through the connecting rod. This is the connecting rod. Small end is connected to the piston, big end is connected to the crankshaft. So piston is the direct face to the combusted fuels. Next, piston rings. You see, piston rings is freely loose fit in the cylinder. It move freely inside the cylinder, and it will tight the piston and cylinder block is tight connection by the piston rings. Generally, uh, the grooves are provided in upon piston. Piston rings, two types of the piston rings are there. One is compression rings. General one is oil rings. A small two-stroke engine contains two piston rings to provide sealing, but four-stroke engine extra ring is there, that is called oil ring. Main function of the oil ring is first cleaning the cylinder wall. And compression rings, two compression rings we are using. That compression rings main function, it is not allowing escaping of the combusted fuel through the rings. So it will act as a tight sealant between piston and cylinder, and by the free movement of the piston the wear and tear of the rings will take place. Then we will replace the rings, or wear and tear of the liner will take place. Then at that time we will replace the liner. So we are not replacing the piston, or we are not replacing the cylinder block. Generally piston rings they are manufactured by cast iron. Majority piston rings they are manufactured by cast iron. Next one is connecting rod. This is the main component in the internal combustion engine. Why? Because piston is moving reciprocating motion, and crankshaft is moving rotary motion. As a mechanical work output means rotary motion. That rotary motion directly connected through clutch, gearbox to the transmission system. Back wheel drive means back wheel drive, front wheel drive means front wheel drive. If two wheelers means by chain drive we are using. If four wheelers we are using means again uh, so some more propeller shaft we are using. Diversified directions we are using. So many components are extra adding. But this connecting rod is the main part in the internal combustion engine. So one part, small end of the connecting rod is directly connected to the piston, and big end, this big end of the connecting rod is connected to the crankshaft. So the main function of connecting rod is to convert reciprocating motion into rotary motion. The connecting rod generally is made of nickel chromium or vanadium chromium vanadium steel. Like small engines like two wheelers. In small engines generally aluminum alloy is also generally using, but generally nickel chromium or chromium vanadium steels we are using for the connecting rods. Next, crankshaft. This is the main internal combustion engine receives all thrust or efforts generated by the piston directly absorbed by the crankshaft. So the crankshaft absorbing this reciprocating motion of the piston and converting into rotary motion. The The crankshaft is mounted on the bearings for a free rotation of the crankshaft. Shape and size of the crankshaft between the it is mainly depend upon number of cylinders. If four cylinders, one, two, three, four, this is four cylinders engine crankshaft. One connection. This is the one connection. Big end connecting rod will connect here. This is second connection. This is third. This is fourth. So based on the number of cylinders, number of connecting rod, crankshaft shape and size will change, and crankshaft is rotating on bearings. Generally it is usually made on forged steel. special types of the cast iron such as nickel alloy cast irons, different cast irons we are using. Nickel alloy generally why we are using, it is resistant to corrosion. The main advantage of nickel alloy, it is resistant to corrosion. That's why crankshaft generally nickel alloy steels we are castings we are using. So crankshaft is a major thrust absorbing device. That reciprocating thrust generated by the piston is transferred through connecting rod and absorbed by the crankshaft. This crankshaft directly connected to the clutch, flywheel, flywheel to clutch, clutch to gearbox. What is the function of flywheel means? If in the total rotation of the shaft, only in the cycle, only one power cycle, expansion process. Remaining three are power consuming process. So at the time, if one small mass is added, this mass will absorb some energy, while whenever it is required, it will deliver the energy. So flywheel main function deliver the energy in non-power strokes. After flywheel, clutch plates are there. After clutch plates, gear shaft to gearbox is there. Gearbox to the transmission system. Okay. So next we move to the next component. Yeah, crankcase. It is indirectly oil sump, backside of the connecting rod, crankshaft. The crankcase is the main body of engine of the cylinder attached with connected to the crankshaft and crankshaft bearings is called crankcase. It is serving as a oil sump indirectly. It is oil sump. Here one pump is there. Through the pump, this lubrication oil will circulate. Or splash type means one splash is connected to the crankshaft automatically. That's why one oil sump measuring unit we are maintaining. Anytime you have any doubt means you are opening that needle, you are seeing up to what depth oil is there. If you are not up to the mark, then we will pour some engine oil. So oil sump will act as a major lubricating system, entire system available in oil sump. Next, different types of valves. Different types of valves using for closing of the ports. For the closing of the ports, we are using different types of the valves. Different types of port, different types of the valves we are using. Next, camshaft. I already mentioned camshaft main function. The function of camshaft is to operate the valve rotation and ignition system, injection system according to the crankshaft rotation speed. The main function per cycle, one time inlet valve want to open, in one time exhaust valve want to open, one time spark want to open, but how many cycles per minute is taking place, how we can calculate means based on the crankshaft rotation only. So camshaft and camshaft is directly connected with the timing gear and v belt connection. According to crankshaft rotation, camshaft rotation will change and the number of openings and closings of the valves will take place. So entire valves and injection system or ignition system or lubrication system, every system directly connected to the camshaft. Next, guide pin or piston pins. Already in the piston we are connecting rod, we are connecting through the by using pins. This is the camshaft. This is the lobe. So this lobe is connected to one then we are using by rotation of the this cam where it connected to the wall. Then we will push the wall. Automatically valve opening will take place through the inlet port or exhaust port. Gas intake and outlet will take place. Suppose some push rods generally we are using. If this camshaft is available at head, push rods not required. If camshaft is available at nearer crankshaft, at that time the operation of rocker arms we are using push rods. Otherwise, push rods generally head mounted camshaft system. We are not using push rod. If this camshaft is available at cylinder block, then we are using some push rods for that operation. Next, manifold. It is the main component. Manifold means the manifold main function to supply the air fuel mixture. Suppose carburetor is there. Carburetor is connected here. So air fuel mixture I am supplying. I will supply to this manifold. From the manifold, different cylinders have different connections. This is 6 cylinder engine, so they have 6 connections. We are pouring air fuel mixture in a single manifold only. This will travel, and which intake valve is open, there vacuum is created, so suction will, like a syringe injection, once we are opening means suction will take place, it will suck the fuel, like that. In out of 6 cylinders, only one cylinder intake will take place, there only vacuum will create, entire air fuel mixture will enter into the engine cylinder. Like exhaust also, through exhaust, each pipe is connected to the port, each port, exhaust port. Then whatever the exhaust gas is coming, total exhaust gas is connected, and this manifold end is connected to the silencer. Through the silencer, the exhaust gas is escaped to the ambient condition. So manifold is a function of to supply air fuel mixture or collect exhaust gas equally from all cylinders. Actually, in internal combustion engines, two types of the manifolds we are using. One is inlet manifold, and a second one is exhaust manifold. Generally, manifolds are manufactured by aluminum alloys. Maybe some of the manifolds I saw is stainless steel also they are manufacturing. Next, spark plug. In a spark ignition engine, we are using spark plug. What is the function of spark plug? Means this is the electrode, this is ground. Electrode, and in between ground some gap is there, we can see. While we are supplying high voltage to the electrode, it will jump between the gap and between the earth and electrode. At that time, it will create one spark. The main function, jump of high voltage between the ground and earth and electrode, it will generate the spark. That spark only we are using for generation of origin of flame. Then after flame will create, then after entire combustion of the air fuel mixture will takes place. This is the insulation material, this is only the electrode. So spark plug contains only electrode and ground, that's all. Generally, this air gap, based on the air gap, the spark strength will depend. Different types of spark plug: long spark plug, short spark. Long reach spark reach means this depth. Depth is high, this is called long reach spark plug. Depth is low, so short reach spark plug. According to company manufacturing, according to engine requirements, we are using. But spark plug main function, one electrode and ground. In between electrode and ground, air gap is there. While we are supplying electrical energy to the electrode, automatically it will jump in the air gap, it will produce the spark. It is using in a spark ignition engine. Coming to the injection system. In injection system, in diesel engines we are using injection system. These are the injectors. By through injection pump, this is the injection pump. Here high pressure fuel, I already mentioned diesel engine, fuel is compressed separately, air is compressed separately. Fuel we are compressing in fuel injector, in fuel pumping system. That high pressure fuel is injected inside the cylinder through the injector. Injector also, injector knob always contains one nozzle. This nozzle always covered by the spring, with the spring tension, always it is closed condition. When we are injecting the fuel, by that force, this against the spring tension, the valve will open, the fuel, high pressure fuel, through the nozzle injecting inside the cylinder, means light atomized fuel flow will takes place. Next, flywheel I already mentioned is a energy storing device, is connected to the crankshaft. Per rotation we are producing one power stroke, means a small flywheel is sufficient. Per rotation of the two rotation of shaft we are producing one power output, the flywheel size will increase. Flywheel means some mass is connected to the crankshaft to absorb the energy. Whenever the power stroke is not there, at that time it will supply the energy. These are the main components of internal combustion engines. I think detail you can see in YouTube. Some of the videos you will see. You can get a better idea. Majority of the components directly I visual, not schematic diagram. Only entire view of the engine cylinder head I shown the schematic diagram. individual components, all engine components only I shown. I think now you got a clear picture about internal combustion engines. I think next class we'll meet next class and we'll discuss about two-stroke engine, four-stroke engine, petrol engine, diesel engine, applications of two-stroke, four-stroke engine, and wall time diagram, port turn diagram. This all we will discuss in the next class. I think. Thank you. Thank you very much.